President Uhuru Kenyatta has been ranked as the third best performing African leader. Kenyatta is placed after Mali's president and the president of Botswana. Edith Kimani now joins us with the details of this survey by Gallup Africa. Edith.
Well, thank you very much. And as you've mentioned, Gallup does periodically collate data on different issues across the globe. And this time it was on approval ratings of presidents in 26 sub-Saharan countries. So let's get straight to it. And the first one is Mali. President Ibrahim Keita, who was elected in 2013, obviously he hasn't even completed a year in office, enjoying an approval rating at the time of 86%. A lot of people assuming that because Mali was so unstable at the time of his election, going through a coup, a state of emergency, and sanctions by ECOWAS, that lethargy could simply have made them sigh in relief when Ibrahim Keita was elected. And then Botswana, Ian Khama. Transparency International actually says that Botswana has the least corruption in Africa. Now, Ian Khama, who is the son of the first president of Botswana, has been honored for very many things, including maintaining the legacy of democracy, and he's described widely in that country as having a deep sense of justice. And then we come to Kenya. President Uhuru Kenyatta enjoying an approval rating of 78%. Let's not forget that this was in 2013, just after he had been elected. We don't know when exactly this poll was conducted, but we can assume that based on what was happening at the time, President Uhuru Kenyatta really opening up State House to us, coming out with his shirts rolled up. A lot of people talked about that, inviting the media into State House. That could actually be the reason why 78%, that is so high. And then we move on to numbers 4 and 5. Cameroon comes in at position 4. We're just about to look at that. Paul Biya, who has been in office for 31 years and still able to garner an astounding approval rating of 70%. And then in Burkina Faso, we look at Blaise Compaoré, another one who has enjoyed more than 2 decades in office, enjoying still, again, 70% approval ratings. And then we come to the last 5, Chad. Now, in 2006, Chad was placed top of the list of world's most corrupt nations, and this was by Forbes magazine. And so it's no surprise then that the president, Idris Deby, is only enjoying 44% approval ratings, and allegedly he was involved in one of the biggest scams in Africa, where funds which were intended to counter famine were apparently used to purchase weapons. So that's Chad. Nigeria, good luck, Jonathan. He came in acrimoniously after the death of Umaru Yar'Adua, who was the president then. And a lot of Nigerians were asked afterwards how they felt about him running for office, and they said that it was a stab in the back because he really was not meant to be president for that long, seeing as they have a cyclical system of having a president from the north and the south. And so good luck, Jonathan. 43% only. His disapproval ratings 50%, and his tenure having been in office for just 3 years. And in Liberia, Sirleaf Ellen Johnson. This one is surprising. The only female president that we have on the continent of Africa right now. Tons of accolades. In 2010, she introduced the Information Bill, opening up the media in her country. In 2009, she wrote off a 1.2 billion foreign commission debt. In 2006, she established the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. And in 2010, Newsweek actually called her one of the 10 best leaders in the world. And yet, her approval ratings are still dismal. Her country, unfortunately, does feel that she may have rigged the elections. Of course, these are simply allegations. And finally, to the last ones, actually, these are just 3. The last 2, South Africa, Jacob Zuma, not new to controversy. The least of the things that Jacob Zuma has done is incredible, including allegations of corruption. He has numerous court cases, including one on rape, a luxurious mansion, on teenage pregnancies, saying that teenagers who get babies when they're young should have them confiscated and forced to go to college, and alleged abuse of bodyguards. And of course, we all saw how disapproving the South Africans are of Jacob Zuma during former President Nelson Mandela's funeral, when he was actually booed by his people. And finally, coming in last place, the least approval ratings, is Joseph Kabila, who's been in power for 12 years with a disapproval rating, the highest one that we've seen so far, at 63%. So mixed feelings and mixed reactions from these ratings, but that's as they are.